20 Jo Suburi, from Kihon to Nagare, from basic form to flowing form. Number 1, Chokutsuki. Ich. Number 1, if you break it up in detail, connect your body, your lower back, get a good stretch through the body, connect yourself, keep the jaw in jaw kamai, which is this kamai in front of you. Grab the jaw beneath the hand, pull the jaw all the way up, pull all the way forward, swing and step forward for a thrust to the midsection of the body as a default attack point. This is basic form, just showing you step by step. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 1. So you can break it up in parts, but ultimately you want to do it in one flowing motion. So you can't begin when you want to do something in one flowing motion. You can't bring it into 1 and 2 and 3. This is for teaching purposes only. When you want to get it into a nice flow, you have to start off everything in one moment. Ich! So the basic form you can practice by doing 1, follow the jaw all the way back, bring it forth and ski forward. When you do basic form, it's good to do the full extended movements to feel the full extent of your ability to move. So you pull all the way, you pull all the way, you swing and you step forward. Now if you then do these movements faster or in partner practice and you shorten the movements because you're doing them faster, then you might do less of a pull here and you might run it faster. But that doesn't take away from that when you do basic form, you go 1, 2, 3 to really feel the full extent of your jaw. When you bring it into Avasa, the blending, the Nagare, the flowing, you drop. As you initiate, as you go, you actively bend your back leg, so you spring down on the leg, so you can spring forward. You actively fall into the leg, so you can spring out from the leg. You can either passively just drop and spring forward, or you can actively pull yourself down in the leg. So you're actively closing the knee and you're drawing yourself in, which is actively pursuing that speed. Connect the body, lower back, focus, and then everything starts in one go. H! We go to number 2, Kaeshi-uchi. It's have the same feeling. When we do practice the basic form, you learn 1, 2, 3. In the flowing form, you can't break it up. Then you have to do it all at once. But just to learn the basic form, Yokamai, connect the body, fill out the lower back, grab the hand from above. Now, do not pull it up this way. Sweep the hand underneath your face. So you're not going to cover your eyes. If you're going to sweep it here as you're stepping out and forward with your left foot. In fact, turning your body. So your body is going to make this motion and your hand is going to get in there on that motion. But you have to, once the hand reaches for the jaw, same in the first one, when it reaches for the jaw or reaches for the jaw, everything else has to start at the same point. So you start everything together. 1. Now, the jaw and the hand meet each other. So you're not reaching forward and you're not pulling back in order to go forward. Everything kicks off at one go. So you reach, sorry, terrible. Here, you reach and you forward. Now, do not grab too deep. Do not grab too shallow, becomes wobbly. If you grab too deep, you're not using the length, you're not using the back arm. So the back arm dictates how far you can do. Now, some people teach that your left hand remains static and you just do a stab. That's not the case at all. You need to be free in your left hand, so you draw it through the left hand. Now, when you do solo exercise, you have the time to pull all the way, and you have time to really take out the motion. When you practice in partner practice, you want to do it faster and quicker, and you might not have the time to pull as far, as deep. So then it will be a shorter pull, but nevertheless, it will be a draw in your left hand. Maybe not all the way, because you shorten and sharpen the execution, because you're going faster. Now, this whole motion employs, as the first one also employs, 2 steps. Now, many can argue about the stepping, but usually when we do everything in the basic form, we follow the course of the 2-step thing. So for the first and for the second, step, step. For the second Suburi, step, step. That second step aligns the hip up for that really nice stretched ski, Kaeshi-ski. Many times when we do in flow, there's less of a double step thing, because you have to be fast and stable. So it might be simply the front foot, or you land the back foot. It's not as pronounced as when you do basic form. When you do really pronounce it, 1, 2. When you go fast, you have to land the weapon first. Yo! Whether you do Chokuchi, the first one, or Kaeshi-ski, number 2. Number 2 Kaeshi-ski, then looks like something like Hi! Yo! 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 Now the back foot does come out, but the weapon lands more or less in conjunction with the front foot. So your weapon lands as you attack on the front foot. So the basic form, you can slow it down. 1, 2. 1, 2. But that is a little bit too late when you're gonna go fast. Then the weapon has to land faster. Ich! So you can, if you can time it, coordinate it, ich! To land on the front foot, is more accurate in the real engagement. So the footwork changes whether you do basic form or flowing form. We go to number 3, Shirosuki. We do basic form first, just to show you. Start in same again, Jo Kamai. Now grab, push forward as you lay the jaw against the forearm. Push it up, push it forward, lay it against the forearm. Don't push it up in your armpit against the forearm. And don't turn. Drop down, and at this point you can have your eyesight slightly like that. Now, as you step, raise it up just below the eyesight here. Still along here. Now, you can either just stab slightly downwards into the chest, or sometimes if you have a low stance, it's coming much lower. Here, 1, 2. You haven't changed your forward stance, you're still in the forward change. You do not turn on your Shirosuki. Step by step. 1, 2. And you must be able to see the target out of the corner of your eye. There. Now, there are 2 ways of doing it. So you come down, you load, and you thrust without running the jaw through your hand. I prefer setting up, draw, and draw. That will give you more of a punch, more of a power delivery. 1, 2. So the power deliveries you get through the running it through the hands. More than just this, more than just this. You might see different applications that Sensei sometimes trained as a young soldier, bayonet fighting. The knife, the bayonet in the end of a rifle. Then this kind of motion you would be likely to see. There's no sliding the rifle in your hand. There's just a strong forward stabbing motion. But once you deal with a spear, you have the ability to run it through your hand. So when we look at the jaw as coming out of yari, spear, or bow, the longer staff, then we have the running through the hand. When you see these motions, you can conclude that maybe they come from bayonet fighting. But I'm in favor of these ones because it gives a better power delivery and a better precision and a better stability in the body. So let's go through the first 3 once again, because they all 3 begin out of Jo Kamai. So let's see them in nice flow, in a coordinated one motion. The first one, Chokutsuki. Ich. The second one, Kaeshi-uchi. Hey. The third one, Shirosuki. Yo! Number 4 and 5, we begin from ski kamai. So we do the basic form, ski, Jodan-gaeshi. Ski, Jodan-gaeshi. This is striking the knee of your opponent. Beginning with the ski. 1, draw back, hide the jaw behind you, step off the line to your right, strike the knee from above, and step around. In a nice flow, it is forward, back, down, and forward. But the basic form, 2 steps, 2 steps, 2 steps. Very clean and precise in the basic form, but when you move into flowing form, you can have a 1 step forward, 1 step back, and 1 step forward, and just adjusting the last step a little bit. So you have a free flow from foot to foot. The flow, 1, 2, 3. Can do it from this angle too. Ski kamai, ski Jodan-gaeshi. 1, 2, 3. In the basic form, ski, Jodan-gaeshi. Number 5, ski Jodan-gaeshi-uchi. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basic form. Basic form. Ski Jodan-gaeshi-uchi. 1, 2, 3. Ski Jodan-gaeshi-uchi in a slight avase flow form. The flowing form can be more together. 1, 2. Like in the beginning of the 13 kata, where we go ski and strike immediately. So the Suburi number 5 shows you 1, 2, 3 that we then later employ in the beginning of the 13 kata. 1, 2. So we have to understand them in their application. So the 5th Suburi, ski Jodan-gaeshi-uchi, has the feeling of ski. This grip represents the transmission from the block or the avoidance to the yokomen or shomen. There. If you do this with a partner or in more of a flow, you would go 1, 2, because this would be needed for the block. This would be too weak for any kind of block. So the block would be still here, and then you would come into the strike immediately. Now, for people who have started come to Iwama after Saito Sensei's death and trained for Morihiro Sensei, we'll see that he has also changed the 31 Jo kata with this in mind. He has now changed the 31 Jo kata. He did for a while, I don't know if it's still the case, but he started 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and so onwards. That is the original way the 31 jaw kata has already started, and I will explain. 1, 2. This is the block. Coming back down. 3, 4. Now this second time around, he brings the hands together, because that is showing you how you transfer to the striking position. That's why I believe it is done twice. The first time, it shows you the block. The second time it comes up, it shows you the transmission, the transition. 5. Now, Hitohiro-san, 2, 3. Now, does like this on 4. Because he recognized that this is a block and this is too weak for a block. But he did not recognize that this is not the block. This is just showing you the transition into the strike. So we do it, we repeat it, because we need to educate the different movements. So the correct way to do it: 1, 2, block. 3, 4, transition, striking. Now there's something to be said about the transition. Once you come up here and you swing and you bring the hand, following the jaw out, grabbing, your grip is quite wide. So you can't just strike a shomen or yokomen down with that wide grip. Once you come to this point, you need to be free, once again, with the sliding hand, your right hand. So as you come down, you're sliding the hand down the jaw to regain the grip. This will also enhance the strike, because you will accelerate the strike by the added slide on the jaw, which is a good thing. We do that in other different situations as well. So once you strike, you come down with the correct length striking position here. 5. When we do the 5th Suburi from Tsuki-tsue, 1, 2, 3. You must remember all of these points, why we do it. Later, when you do it in a really beautiful flow, you go ich, ni. Now, inherent in all of that, there is a ski. There's a block or deflection. There is a transition. There's a appropriation to the strike. But since Suburi is the first thing we do, even we learn Suburi before we learn the 31 jaw kata. But not to be confused, starting from Tsuki-tsue, ski, Jodan-gaeshi, turn, and strike is the correct way to practice basic form. Then you can do it, learn slowly. 1, 2, 3. And learn it slowly into flowing. 1, 2. Or 1, 2. Like it becomes later on in the 13 kata. And the 13 kata begins from here, and it skis and it goes forward. But the Suburis is always showing the basic form, how to build it up. 1, 2, 3. And ending with the Shomen-uchi, a slight Yokomen-uchi, makes for the beginning of the 6 Suburi. Suburi 6 to 10 is done from Kenkama. The same grip, the same stance as with the Bokken. Thank you.